Okay, so I'm Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and I am back and I'm reviewing the Leader Class Dark of the Moon Bumblebee. He's got this huge mech tech apparatus thing connected to him right now. I've taken the batteries out. They're extremely annoying. This lights up, this lights up, this lights up. It all makes noise. I don't like that, and he's going in storage pretty soon anyway, so I don't want the batteries leaking all over the place, so batteries are gone. Yours will light up if you buy it. It'll make sounds. If you like that, great. If you don't like it, do like me, take him out. Here he is. You might ask why he's standing a little strangely. That's because with this mech tech thing on him, he's extremely back heavy. Almost looks like Buster Prime. He's got stuff all over the place. His big jetpack thing doesn't even stay on very well. I don't care for it very much. Luckily, you can take it off. Save that for vehicle mode if you want to, or do like me and get rid of it. Set it aside. Now he's a lot less back heavy. You can get rid of these wheels a little bit, and you can play with the wings a little bit too, the doors, however you want them. Get them out of the way, whatever. They're a little bit big and intrusive, but it's not terrible. This Bumblebee at first glance looks a lot like the what was it called, Battle Ops Bumblebee, the one that was about Leader Class that just came out recently for the ROTF line. There are a lot of similarities. I think most of this arm is the same. I think they use some of the same parts. Maybe, maybe not. Not 100% sure. It's about the same size. Pretty cool Bumblebee overall. I don't know about this whole chest piece. I guess that's how he's going to look in the movie. It's not terrible. Once you get used to it, it looks pretty good. It's just strange having it block the Camaro grill that you're used to seeing. He only has the one hand. The other hand is a gun, like it was on a couple other figures. The hand that he does have is kind of silly. He can only basically move his arm up and down with his palm up. Doesn't rotate at all. The thumb moves and the hand moves, but that's really more of a function of the transformation rather than articulation. He does have ratcheting hips in and out, side to side, rotate right there. He does have a knee joint. It's pretty high up though, so it's not that good. He's got a shin joint in there a little bit. I don't know how much you're going to actually use that when you're posing him. Again, it's more of a function of the transformation. The feet on this Bumblebee aren't the best. They don't have a rotation anywhere in there, so you can't put his legs out to the side very well. The backs of the feet are big, like they have been on a couple of the other bees, but they're kind of ugly, kind of weird looking, and they don't work that well because they don't have the rotation. You can only make them stand straight up for the most part, which isn't terrible, but that's the way it is. These thigh pieces of armor, whatever you want to call them, they're normally in the front and kind of compact. They're not bad the way they are, but they kind of get in the way, so I usually just push mine back to the side. The knee pads aren't the best on this figure. They're not movable. They're just kind of in the way. As always, you can snap the back part of the car together on his legs, and it helps him stand a little bit, but that's up to you. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I don't usually end up doing that. The head does rotate. Has the battle visor that comes down. Doesn't look great, doesn't look terrible. If that's your thing, go for it. If not, leave it up. I like to leave it up because he has a really nice face sculpt. Looks just like in the movie. Could use a little bit more paint, but it's not bad. This Bumblebee overall, one of my favorites, I'd probably say. Even though he's got the few feet problems and posing problems, he's still pretty good. Couple tight joints still. You can get him in some nice poses. Luckily, unlike the Battle Ops Bumblebee, this one doesn't have any sort of mechanism in the arm, so that you can basically pose him however you want to. No problems. This comes off. I don't really like that. It doesn't come off, it comes forward. I guess it's kind of like a sword thing. I don't get that. That can stay there. The wings, the doors, they're a little big, stick out a little bit. You can't really do much about it. You can fold them down, move them around a little bit, but why bother? It doesn't look terrible the way they are, so they can stay up there in my opinion. What else is there? Backpack. He's got a bit of a backpack, but it doesn't stick out too much. It's relatively sleek and slim, so I don't mind. He can keep the backpack on. Don't really need to modify this one like some of the other people have modified the Human Alliance Bumblebee and the Battle Ops Bumblebee. This one's pretty good the way it is. Does have a pretty good base, stands pretty well. As long as you keep this thing away from him, it's a pretty good figure overall. I'm really pleased with it. Robot mode, I'll give him an 8 out of 10. As long as you stay away from the mech tech thing that does all the moving and lighting up and sounds and everything like that, you have a pretty solid figure here. As long as you don't mind the wrist articulation and the arm not being able to go forward with your hand out forward kinda, you're okay. And this Bumblebee is pretty good in my opinion. I like it a lot. So there you go. We will transform him now. He's got a pretty tough transformation. I've done it a few times. It still takes me about 10 minutes to get done, but it's not terrible, and the instructions do help a little bit. So there you go. I'll go transform him, and then you can look at the vehicle mode. Okay, so here is Bumblebee's vehicle mode. As you can see, he's got a gigantic mech tech thing. It snaps onto the rear part of the car on the windshield underneath the spoiler a little bit. That's it. If you slide this forward, I took the batteries out of mine already because I'm going to put it in storage, but it makes noise and lights up, and those move forward. When you flip this thing back, it turns it on more. Each of these has their own on-off thing too. They light up, make sound. Completely ridiculous in my opinion. I would rather not have it at all, so it spends all the time away from the vehicle. The vehicle itself is in great detail. We have the Chevy logo on the front, headlights, fog lamps, mesh grill, wheels with rotors with drilled holes in them. The tires look like they have a lot of detail from the side. From the bottom, not as much, but there you have it. And of course, Bumblebee on the bottom as always. Just about like every other Bumblebee there is. Autobot logo there, looks good. Same thing on this side. Yellow is continuous throughout except for these little panels right here on both sides. They're different color yellow. That's kind of annoying, but not a real big deal. Hood has some new scoops in it, some air vents, carbon fiber stripes. There's actually texture on those, so that's a nice little feature. We have the antenna there. Spoiler's black and carbon fiber on this version of Bumblebee. Kind of cool looking, not a bad detail. We have this fake mesh for like racing on the side windows. I don't think I care for that very much, but it's there and it's not too noticeable, so not a big deal. We have black side mirrors on this version of Bumblebee. Exhaust is not painted on him, unfortunately. We just have black molded exhaust tips. Painted taillights, no paint on the Chevy logo, and a new but fully painted license plate. I'm pretty sure it's a new number, I'm not positive though. Can't see too much kibble from the side, just his new chest piece, and parts of his feet are down there, but other than that, not a whole lot of kibble. Nice vehicle mode. Vehicle mode alone, I will give it a 9 out of 10. I like it a lot, except for this yellow down here, lack of paint on the wheels, and the lack of paint on the exhaust tips. Other than that, vehicle mode is great. Bumblebee overall, including the vehicle mode and the robot mode, and the gigantic, ugly, stupid mech tech thing that I think is absolutely horrible. I'll give Bumblebee an 8 out of 10, just like Megatron and Ironhide. Good figure overall. Really can't complain too much about him. Those problems with robot mode aren't that big of a deal, and the vehicle mode is very nice. So there you have it, Bumblebee. Leader class Bumblebee, 8 out of 10. Definitely a good buy, especially if you're a Bumblebee fan. So check it out, pick it up. Thanks for watching. Tune in again for more reviews and more custom action figures. Bye.